Hello everyone, welcome back to Olympia Soirée. And the last one we literally just started Yosuga, so we're in the romancing Yosuga route. And yes, I guess we'll be continuing on with that. Now, let me start. Good morning, Tsukuyomi.
おや、今日は早いね。手紙の配達とやらはもう済んだのかい?
I haven't started yet, but I wanted to come by to ask you something first.
なんだい?
It's about Yosuga.
彼がお前に何かしたのかい?
I want to get to know him better, especially since I'll probably be seeing him a lot more frequently now. But, hesitant to continue the subject, I looked out towards Jinimizu Spring.
そんなに言いにくいことなのかい?
Well, if what I'm going to ask is supposed to be a secret, please let me know. But if you can answer me...
お前がそこまで前置きするのは珍しいね。
Is there a reason why Yosuga isn't married? Tsukuyomi didn't say a word. I'm glad Olympia asked, or Byakuya. I never know whether to refer to her as Olympia or Byakuya, but I'm glad she asked because I'm sure many of you are curious. All I could hear was the sound of his quiet breathing. I'm sorry, I guess it's none of my business. You can forget that I even asked you.
話は最後まできちんと聞きなさい。なぜいきなりそんなことを?
I couldn't escape from Tsukuyomi's gaze now. It's nothing important. We just talked about my search for a husband. He said that Akaza and the others would be good husbands, but he didn't include himself. Then I remembered that he told me once before that he was planning to stay unmarried. Should I not talk about marriage with him? For example, asking about what weddings are like on Tengu Island? I don't want him to hate me just because I said something inconsiderate to his situation.
嫌われたくない?
Huh? Only now noticing what I just said, I felt my face prickling. I never realized that was how I felt until he brought it to my attention.
話したがる者は少ないだろうが、秘密にせよと命じられているわけでもない。お前が知りたいというのなら教えてあげよう。
Look at that cheeky smile on Tsukuyomi's face. Even though there was no wind, the surface of the spring rippled slightly. A single tokoyomushi fluttered right above it.
ヨスガは死ぬまで交配を禁じられているのだよ。
Huh? Prohibited from the act of mating? Just to let you know, in English they haven't translated it very prettily, because mating sounds very like almost scientific, you know? Like kohai sounds a bit more like making love, I guess, at least to my ears anyway. I kept repeating that phrase in my mind, unsure of what he was trying to say.
生死、赤死など近い色がいくつかあるから気づきにくいとは思うが、この島には今彼以外の死がいない。15年前、死に白が蔓延し、彼がそのたった一人の生き残りだ。
Ravaged? I didn't know something like that happened on Tengu Island.
天女島の赤い月の夜を思い出すだろう。
It does.
だが、死の際はあれとは違う。そう、15年前、隣り合う生死が気づいた時には、もうすべてが手遅れだった。白は突然発症するものと、ムクロから生まれ広がるものがある。死の半分以上が白にかかり、そのムクロからさらに新しい白が生まれるようなありさまだった。
Oh, See, this is the thing, I completely forgot what happens in Yosuga's route, so this is like still a shock to me. But they could stop the spread, couldn't they? Didn't they have doctors there?
一番最初に白を発症したのは死の長の娘と言われている。死は薬種、薬の調合を生業とする色だ。当時も今も確実に白を治す薬はないが、自分たちでどうにか治せないかと考えてしまったのかもしれない。やがてその白が広まり、死が死を呼び、死はこの世の地獄と化した。そしてついには死そのものが炎によって清められることとなった。中にはまだ命のあった者もいたろうに。その娘がヨスガの姉であるあやめ、そして娘の父が全死の長、死縁。つまり死は自ら滅亡を招いたのだよ。
All I could do was stare at Tsukuyomi, completely at a loss for words.
幸い区の外に出ていたあのヨスガだけは生き残ったが、罰として黄泉に落とされた。
I don't get why he had to be punished, like just for being purple? What?
彼が子を残さぬまま消えれば罪深い死は滅ぶ。見せしめというものもいるし、一族に代わっての贖いだというものもいる。
But
遊びを盛り上げるためだよ。婚姻は一切考えてないから安心して。20歳だよ。でも僕は交配しなくていいと偉い人に言われてるからね。死ぬまで独り身で遊んで暮らす予定。
he says it like it's a happy thing when it's actually really sad. Now that I know the story behind it, I can't believe he said all that with a straight face.
白はとても恐ろしい病だからね。
I understand, but it's not like Yosuga himself did anything wrong. I don't know how long ago that all happened, but if Yosuga wasn't there, then...
愛し子よ、どうか僕を責めないでおくれ。
Oh. I looked away, feeling sorry for what I said. I'm sorry, Tsukuyomi. I know you weren't involved in it. I managed to calm myself down. No one could be blamed for any of this. I took a few deep breaths. Thank you for telling me.
もう気は済んだのかい？
Okay, let me quick save. So, need some time to think. I feel sorry for Yosuga. I'm gonna go for that. That seems like a kind option. No, it was the wrong one. Okay, let me do the other one.
もう
I guess it's like you're looking down on him type him thing, maybe? I don't know. There we go. Happy music. I need some time to think.
そうか。
I'm sorry for getting so upset, Tsukuyomi, but I'm still not satisfied with what I heard. Tsukuyomi quietly brushed his sleeve. I really don't think Yosuga did anything to deserve that.
お前がそう思うのならそうなのだろ
Huck. It still seems so unbelievable, especially since there was nothing like it on Tenyo Island. But it's the most feared disease here. I sighed a little, then set my cap back on my head. I'm sorry for bothering you, Tsukuyomi. I'd better get started on my deliveries. I have to go and check the letterbox. Oh? My body froze at the sight of a hideous portrait. It seemed to be a woman. That is quite, like, if you didn't notice it and you suddenly noticed it, I guess you would be a little bit, like, taken aback, wouldn't you? She had long and dark snake-like hair and sunken eyes that stared horrifically at me. What was most frightening was her body. Her flesh was rotten with much of it missing, and maggots squirmed about revealing white bones. Yet the magatama beads adorning her neck were shining eerily as if they had just been polished. Tsukuyomi, what is this portrait that you have here?
醜く崩れ果てて世界を呪う女だよ。
Rotted? Did she die from haku?
お前にはそう見えるのだね。確かに似ている。あの病も放っておけば、最後はこのように無ごく崩れ去るからね。
It's the way he creepily smiles. I do love Tsukuyomi's sprite. It's just so pretty. I looked away for a moment. But then I turned back to stare at it again. The fear instilled in me by the portrait was preventing me from moving at all. I didn't know haku could lead to such horrible results. Did you draw this, Tsukuyomi? Why?
ふと浮かんで描いたきりしまい込んでいたんだ。だがたまには風を通してやろうと思ってね。
I see. My mind began to paint an image. An image of my body rotting away like in the portrait. Rotting away. Is that what happens when someone contracts haku? I shivered at the thought of what it would feel like. Is this how the people of the purple died?
そうだろうね。
Horrible. I somehow managed to keep myself from saying it, as there was no one to blame. After it's had enough air, I hope you can put it away again. After saying that, I bid him farewell.
見せしめというものもいるし、一族に代わっての贖いだというものもいる。
I didn't know the people of the purple had such a sad history. Not even my teacher told me about it. I suppose it's something no one wants to talk about. Just like the Red Calamity. People must want to forget that it ever happened so they wouldn't have to remember the horrors that occurred. Yosuga's the last of the purple. He's just like me. Our situations were different, yet I felt much closer to him now. Even if it did come from terrible misfortune.
あれ？つくよみのところに行ってた？また新しいお菓子を作ってみたんだ。試しに食べていかない？
Oh, Yosuga's gentle smile was so painful to me now that I wasn't sure what to say. Thank you. I actually have to check on my letters, so maybe next time. I hurried off, pretending not to hear his bewilderment. No. Did I just run away? It's not as though I was involved with what happened to the purple. I looked at the moon dial and breathed a heavy sigh. Atoning for the sins of his clan. Could anyone really be blamed for what happened? My earlier disbelief was beginning to grow into a real frustration. I bit down on my lip when...
オランピア様、上に手紙を届けていただけるとマスハナから聞いたのですが。
In front of me was a small, elegant woman. She seemed to be around the same age as me. On her cheek was a freshly branded mark of a criminal. Yes, that's true. But I should tell you, all letters I deliver to the surface are inspected by the Kotowari. If that's all right with you, I'd be glad to take any letters that you have now.
大丈夫です。大したことは書いていませんから。申し遅れました。私はよもぎです。これを緑のセリカにお願いします。私の母なんです。
Oh, I wonder why she ended up down here. She seems so gentle. What kind of crime did she commit? No, I mustn't judge her by her looks. It's none of my business anyhow. I'll take it up to the surface right away.
よろしくお願いいたします。
No, it's another job. She must be really happy. I know Byakuya takes great enjoyment in delivering these letters. I sighed several times in front of the office door. Maybe I could ask Akaza about Yosuga. I mean, I'm sure he knows about it already. But Byakuya, you should talk to Yosuga about it. These things are, I don't know, I think it'll bring you closer to him. Am I being nosy? Neither Akaza nor Kuroba told me about it. No one can be blamed. I tried my best to compose myself. I put a smile on my face and knocked on the door.
どうぞ。
Good day. I have a letter so green and the yellow. Could you please review them?
拝見します。
I felt oddly tense as he read the letters. I wondered how I could bring up the subject naturally.
また何か企んでいるでしょう。
You can see through her like glass. Huh?
あなたは全てが顔に出るんですよ。嬉しいとか悲しいとか、何か思いついたとか。
I guess I can't deny that.
今日は廊下の扉の前で5分近くためらっていたでしょう。
He noticed.
それで、今日は何ですか？
As I wondered where to begin, Kuroba suddenly appeared from behind the door.
ああ、やっぱり来てたか。そんな時間だよな。
Good morning.
赤さん、これ前期の医療記録。時間のある時に目を通しといてくれ。
わかった。
それで、そっちの健康有料時はまた何か愉快な頼み事か？背中が物言いたけだぞ。
Oh, bless her.
本当に全身で嘘がつけないよな。
何ですか？大ごとにならないうちに相談してください。
It's obvious that trying to avoid the subject now would only make matters worse. Very well, let me ask bluntly. I took a few breaths, then looked right at them. Would it be difficult to bring Yosuga back to the surface? Suddenly, Akaza and Kuroba both gave a deep sigh at the same time. An uncomfortable awkwardness hung in the air. Maybe I should have explained myself first before asking.
あなたという人は本当によく次から次へと難題を持ち込みますね。感心します。
Are you being sarcastic? That's not a real compliment, is it?
磁石みたいだな。難題ばっかり引き寄せる特別性の。
Again, I'm not sure that's a compliment.
よすがか、そっかそっか。例の死の際のことを誰かから聞いたんだな。察するところつく読みか。
That's right. But I was the one who asked him. I was curious why Yosuga hasn't gotten married. The two of them looked at each other briefly.
いつかはわかると思ったんだけどな。やっぱり言いにくくてな。
I could tell they were being considerate. They seemed to have concealed the matter out of respect to Yosuga, which is why I could feel their pain.
先ほどのヨスガを地上に戻せないかというご提案ですが、結論から先に言えば、ヨスガ本人がそれを望んでいません。
Huh?
俺、読み育ちだからそれなりに奴と親しいつもりなんだけどさ。あいつ、上で暮らしたいと一言も口にしたことないんだ。
Really?
だからといって、もちろん本音はわかりませんが。
They looked at each other again with somewhat bitter smiles.
あんたは向こうの島育ちだから実感が今一つかもしれないが、こっちでは白は本当に忌むべきもので恐れられてる。死のあの事件は10年以上経った今でも誰も語りたがらない。ヨスが本人が何かしたわけじゃないのは俺たちだってもちろん分かってる。ただ読み暮らしとはいえ、ヨスガは色紋を剥奪されたわけじゃない。ずっと死を背負ってる。上に戻りたいとは言えないだろうし、果たして戻ったところで幸福なのか、俺にはわからないな。
It's a tricky situation. I understand what they're saying. It's probably nothing I can do anything about, so maybe it's best that I forget what I've heard. He lost his parents and his sister to Haku. Bringing it up to him now would only make him suffer. I tried to shake off the sense of helplessness I felt and continued on to the Green District. So this is the Green District. It was definitely befitting of the name. There was lush greenery everywhere I looked. Oh, are those threads being hung to dry? That must mean... I knew it! I heard the Green specialized in textiles, but it looks like they have weavers too. The women of Tenyo Island used the cocoons of the Tokoyomu sheet to spin threads for weaving. The sounds of the clacking loom that resounded from dawn to dusk were so familiar that they were like a lullaby to me. If things hadn't happened, I would have been a weaver myself. The sound evoked nostalgia as well as pain. This is no time for me to feel down. I came here to deliver a letter. Excuse me. I called out to a woman walking towards me. Oh! I thought it was Olympia for like a brief second there. Anyway, sorry. Good day. I'm looking for number 75. Could you tell me which way it is?
75番はうちですが。
Thank goodness. Are you Serika? I have a letter for you from Yomogi. I started a delivery service between the surface and Yomi.
そんなことが。
She looked at me in a stupor. Here.
これは本当にあの子の字。
Please accept it. Serika carefully took the envelope from me, staring at it for a while.
無事でよかった。読みで一体どのような暮らしをしているのか考えるだけでも恐ろしくて。
She seems to be doing well. I understand how scary Yomi sounds to the people on the surface, but there are a lot of nice people living there. I doubted that my reassurances of Yomi's safety were enough to convince anyone on the surface. After all, Yomi was the terrible place where the criminals of the surface were exiled.
でも二度と上にはあの男のせいでヨモギは。
Oh, maybe she kind of had a thing with ots person, which is horrible. As I always keep on saying in this game, this class system is terrible. Huh? She suddenly went silent.
申し訳ありません。つまらない話です。とにかく無事でよかった。
She seems troubled, but it probably wouldn't be good for me to be nosy. If you'd like, I can deliver letters from you to her too.
返事？そのようなことまで。
I have a permit to pass through Kunado, so I visit Yomi every day. The tone of her voice changed as she looked at me in fear. That's how most people on the surface react. Really, there are nice people living there too. That's all I can say for now.
失礼いたしました。
It's fine.
そうだわ。オランピア様、10分だけお待ちいただけませんか？あの子に伝えたいことはたくさんあります。でもまずは短くとも私も夫も元気でいると伝えたい。
Oh. I can wait here as long as you want.
では急いで帰ってまいります。申し訳ありません。
It's so nice to see someone respond immediately like this. I'm sure the quick reply will make Yomogi very happy. After Akaza inspected the short letter I brought him, I was able to deliver it to the prisoner's dormitory right away. Oh, isn't that Masahana? And I guess that's her friend. Next to her was a young girl wearing a cape and hood with a scarf wrapped around her face. Masahana!
まあオランピア様。
I just wanted to let you know that I was able to deliver that letter to the Yellow safely.
ユースゲ、大丈夫よ。落ち着いて。
I couldn't understand what just happened. Or maybe I didn't want to admit it was what I thought. The girl was looking at me with intense fear.
申し訳ありません。どうかお許しください、オランピア様。私のような女があなた様の前に。申し訳ありません。申し訳ありません。
She picked up her sewing tools from the ground with shaking hands. She was so distraught that she dropped a spool again after picking it up. Am I that scary to her? I picked up the pincushion that rolled on my feet and handed it back to her. I'm sorry if I surprised you. Masahana, thank you for telling Yomogi about my delivery service. I was able to send her a reply just now. Anyhow, I should be going.
オランピア様。
I tried my best to avoid eye contact with the trembling girl for her sake and took my leave. I guess my appearance must be pretty scary. I bunched some of my hair in my hand, playing with it absent-mindedly for a moment. I feel bad for scaring her like that. I was the only one on this island with white hair. I guess I look too foreign and hideous to the others here. The only one.
おい、泣くならヨスガのところまで行って泣け。
Oh, Kuroba always coming along at the right moment, even in Yosuga's route.
あいつには泣き落とし結構効くと思うぞ。
Why are you bringing up Yosuga? He doesn't have anything to do with this.
自覚が。
Aww. I guess Kuroba thinks that Byakuya likes sort of is starting to like him, which I think is, you know, pretty accurate. Did you say something?
カモメの鳴き声だろ。それよりこんなところに突っ立って何を考えてたんだ。ヨスガを上に戻す方法か。
Huh? I wasn't thinking about that at all. I tried to think of a way to change the subject. but no matter what subject I thought of, the thought of Yosuga kept returning to mind. Aside from all that, what's the Purple District like now?
しばらくは荒れてたけど、修羅大師が何度か清めの儀を施して、今は生死の管理区になってるよ。
Does that mean he doesn't have a place to return to anymore?
そう言うな。
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to fight you, Kuroba. Tsukuyomi made me realize how worked up I get, but I still can't control myself. I felt so ashamed of my immaturity in that moment.
クロバ。
I wanted to cry out, but I somehow held it in. His eye. He wasn't exactly wearing an eye patch. It was more of a machine made of metal over his eye, which made me feel unusually tense.
彼女を紹介してくれないか。最近親しくしているようだからね。
俺などがつまらぬ紹介をせずとも、彼女のことはよくご存知でしょう。ローマ屋敷に暮らす白のオランピア。それ以外は俺だって何も知りませんよ。
Good day.
はじめまして、オランピア様。私は生死の左京、天津医療院の院長を務めています。
彼女は至って健康ですよ。
知っているとも。この島に来てからまだ一度も医療院を訪れていないからね。クロバー、彼女に頼んでくれたかい？
Haven't seen that face of Kuroba's yet.
その答えを聞かせてほしくてね。
Kuroba? Kuroba looked away with guilt.
もしやまだ彼女に伝えてはいなかったのか。
What is it that you wanted to ask me?
あなたの血液を調べさせてほしいのです。
左京殿。
白いお嬢さん、あなたは白という恐ろしい病のことをご存知かな？
Yes?
私には、いえ、私だけではない。この黒羽やこの島の医師すべての悲願があります。その白に効果のある薬を作り出すことです。そのためにあなたの白の血液が欲しいのです。
I mean, I guess if it's gonna help, then that's a good thing, right? And taking a bit of blood isn't really gonna affect her that much. I'm so sure she'll be okay with it. My blood?
もういいでしょう。詳しい話は俺がします。
後でするなら今、私から話しても何ら問題はないはずだ。クロバ、君はこの島の医師だろう。手短にご説明すると、白の治療には様々な式の血液や小が必要なのです。ですが、白はほとんど研究が進んでいない。その上、あなたが育った天女島には白がないとされています。つまりあなたの存在が白の治療を大きく変える可能性があるわけです。そう考え、私は今までドーマ殿に何度も申し入れをしてきましたが、聞き届けられなかった。
Huh?
そしてクロバも返事をよこさない。誤解しないでください。何もあなたを切り刻もうというのではない。ただ少しだけ血液を分けてほしいのです。この島の未来のために。
It's just a tiny bit of blood. I love it how I'm on Sakyo's side.
それすらも叶いませんか？
I glanced at Kuroba and saw that he was in the worst mood I had ever seen. Well, I guess I don't mind.
おい。
ありがとうございます。
では、俺が採血して届けます。それでいいですね。
クロバ、君は自分の古巣が福間伝だとでも思っているのかね？
I don't know what's going on between them, but it's clear that they didn't get along. He's just worried about me. I told him that I've never been to the hospital before, and to be honest, I'm quite frightened by it. I thought I just heard Kuroba chuckle to himself. I would be happy to offer samples of my blood if it can help, but I'd be much more comfortable with Kuroba. Is that all right with you?
もちろん。では早めに頼むよ、クロバ。
And with that, he walked away.
すまない。
Are you apologizing for not telling me about his request?
そんなものは別に。ただ、研究したいなんて言われたら普通に嫌だろ。
But I don't mind, if it can lead to a cure for Haku.
まあ、あんたならそういうか。
I'm not trying to act tough. I'd really be happy if my blood actually helped. But I'm concerned about your relationship with him. You two didn't seem very friendly at all. If you don't mind, I'd like to know a bit more about you two.
じゃあ、俺の研究室で話そう。
I love it how this is a Yosuga route, but Kuroba has kind of taken it over, you know? I mean, I don't mind. Kuroba's actually my favorite out of all of them, so. But I promise we'll be going back to getting to know Yosuga again. This is kind of important to the story, I guess, because it's all about Haku and stuff.
はい、どうぞ。一日に何度も通わせて悪いな。
I hope I'm not. I froze the moment I stepped inside. This is your lab?
赤座の所長室とは全く違うだろう。俺が好き勝手置いてるから。
Are these all medical tools for examinations?
医者というか研究用が大半かな。
I've seen some of them in books before.
あんたは本当に面白いな。こんなものがそんなに楽しいか？
It really is. I've only seen them in diagrams and pictures, and now they're right in front of me.
注射器とか？
Ah! I took a step forward, seeing the syringe in Kuroba's hand. Just like in the book. Are you going to inject something inside me?
厳密にはちょっと違うな。これで今からあんたの血液を抜く。少しだけ。これうまい方だと思うけど、万が一にでも血液がつくと申し訳ない。一応その上着を脱いでくれるか？
Like this?
一瞬痛む。それは我慢してくれ。
I'll be fine. After wiping my skin with what I guessed was alcohol, he brought the needle close to me. The silver tip slowly made its way into my skin. Soon enough, the glass vial filled up with red blood. My blood is really red. Oh, she makes me laugh.
もしかして作業が言ったこと気にしてるのか？
Not really. It's just that, for being so rare, my blood looks like everyone else's. I hurt myself a lot as a child, so I've seen my blood before, but I wondered what was different. My blood was the same red as everyone else's. We were all the same humans. I'm sorry for saying such a strange thing.
まったく。こんなことになって悪かったな。
I could tell he was regretting what happened. There's nothing for you to apologize about.
とにかくこれは間違いなく医療院に届けるよ。結果がどうなるか、俺は何とも言えないが。
Please take good care of it.
茶でも飲むか。ヨスが直伝だからうまいぞ。
Hearing his name made my heart jump a bit. Well, I'll have a cup then. Kuroba was boiling the water now. He began to speak in a hesitant way.
さっきの左京とは仲がいいとか悪いとかで片付けにくい。要するに俺が医療院を逃げ出した。
You ran?
方向性の違いってやつかな。ただ俺もこの島の医者の端くれだし、完全に縁が切れるはずもない。困ったことに 俺なりにあの人を尊敬してもいる。
I could tell he did from his expression earlier, which is why the exchange bothered me. While we're at it, do you mind telling me what's involved in creating a cure for Haku?
左京の話は一応嘘じゃない。白の治療薬を生成するには複数の色の章が必須なんだ。
Sure. You mean those sure? I knew it was a strange question, but
そう、太陽の餌にもなり、ヒルコ様の尊い鳥居にもなるあの章だ。
oh, and for those if you haven't seen or if you've missed the bit about Shaw, Shaw is a crystal that you gain as a result of basically it's like a person's soul. So when someone dies, you can change their soul into this crystal called Shaw. And I guess it's sort of used when Olympia does her, dance to make the sun come up. And it's also used to build the beautiful rainbow shrine for Lord Hiruko. So yeah, a sparkling image of the Amano Mihashira appeared in my mind. I know it sounds odd, but I guess the Shaw really do help us in all sorts of ways.
そうだな。章は俺たちの最後の形であり、この島の、この世界のために使われている。それ自体は決して悪いことじゃない。ただ、薬といってもあの人と俺が目指すものは違う。俺は白そのものの治療薬を作りたいと思っているが、あの人はむしろ白に罹患した後の治癒に力を入れているようだ。
So you're working on the cure, Kuroba. I looked around the room again. I didn't know what all those tools and items were, but it was clear now that they were vital to his research.
ああ、いや、俺っていうか。そんなものはこの島の医者なら誰でも考えることだよ。まあ、俺のことはいいだろう。それで彼は白によって壊死した皮膚を再生したいと考えた。
Regenerate.
あの人の片目、あれは白で失ったと聞く。
So that's why.
そういう事情もあるんだろうな。再生にこだわるのは。
Okay. Quick save. So I understand how he feels. Is that even possible? Maybe this one? I don't know. Okay, I'm so glad I picked the right one this time. Otherwise I'd be like, I'm bad at this game. Okay. I understand how he feels.
俺もそういうことが可能になったら素晴らしいとは思ってるよ。体に残った後で苦しんでる者はたくさんいるしな。しかし天女島に白がないのは不思議だよな。何か特別な免疫でも。
Kuroba stopped suddenly and bowed to me.
ごめん。こんな言い方されたくないよな。
Do you want some of my blood too, Kuroba?
え?
I don't mind. It's not like getting more out of me makes a difference. I put my arm out, at which he frowned before letting out a sigh. You're researching to find a cure, right?
いや、その。
I had never seen him so hesitant before. But seeing him so confused was proof enough that he was serious about it, so I urged him a bit more. I don't recall ever seeing anyone on Tenyu Island with Haku. If you can make a medicine to cure it, you'd be able to save everyone on this island. Even though it wasn't around when I was a kid, there's no guarantee I won't catch it here. So please, go ahead. After a long pause, Kuroba picked up a new syringe.
感謝する。今後半年、ヨスガのとこの支払いは全部俺につけていいからな。
Ah, that's a great exchange. Oh, I don't think I've heard this background music before. I'm hungry. I I wonder if it's because my body is trying to compensate for the lost blood. My blood was in the syringe. It was the same color as everyone else, and nothing about it seemed special. Ah, I know! He said something else that caught my attention. I should check on it since it is about me. There he is. There are a lot of rooms in this manor. His study, his parlor, and his bedroom. But he always seemed to be reading, so most of his day was spent here. Good evening.
珍しいな。お前の方から声をかけるなど。
I met with a person named Sakyo today who works at the hospital.
あの男か。
Is there a reason why he never took me to the hospital?
病になどかからなかったろう。
Could be that he's being protective. Well, that was the truth. I didn't recall ever being sick since I was a child, and not once was I sick on this island. Most of my injuries happened on Tenyu Island.
白は希少だ。医療院にもカルテは一切ない。そんな場所にお前が行ったらどうなる？取り乱したお前が医療院の者たちを皆殺しにしない保証はどこにもないだろう。
Oh my gosh, Dom, that's so mean.
私はお前を守ってやっていたのだ。感謝するがいい。
I couldn't say a word. Judging by my earlier observation of Sakyo, it was likely any time spent with him would be unpleasant. So, if worst came to worst, what happened before could happen again.
「お前の尊厳なぞどうなろうと私は構わぬが、白の処刑という最悪の事態だけは避けねばならん。
I appreciate your kindness. He didn't smile at all as he opened the book in his hand. Do you mind if I ask you something else?
なんだ？
You know about Yosuga who lives in Yomi, right?
知っているとも。
I doubted that he would listen to me. But at the very least, I wanted to learn more about Yosuga's situation. I don't think Yosuga did anything wrong.
唐突に何を言い出すかと思えば、白により他の士気まで危険にさらしたのだ。何の償いもしないというわけにはいかないだろう。
But Yosuga had nothing to do with it.
死の前長である支援の息子だ。
Even so, his punishment is so unfair. It's been over 10 years already, isn't that enough? If his punishment leads to the demise of the purple bloodline, that means one less color class on this island. If you think my bloodline is so precious and rare, Yosuga should be treated the same way too.
新しい死はもう育っている。
Cultivated. His use of that word gave me an unsettling feeling. New?
お前の白と違い、死は後輩で作り出せる。
Oh god, they just made all the humans sound like cattle, right?
新しく生まれた者は医療院の管理下で育てられている。その子供たちが交配可能になった時、つまり成人になった際には再び死が地上に復活することになっているが、それでもあのヨスガだけは一族の贖いとして命を得るその瞬間まで黄泉で暮らすことになるだろう。
It just sounds so cruel for something he didn't do, you know?
一人でな。
At that moment, I wanted to scream. But in my anguish, no words came to mind.
Kiki? Kiki?
Hime, Did something happen between you and Lord Yosuga? I was on my balcony gazing out at the sea, and Daifuku gently nestled against me. It felt like he was trying to console me. You know, really are plump. Bless him. Oh, bless him. Oh, he's so cute. But it can't be helped. Without you beside me, I'd be having all my meals alone. Seeing you enjoying your food next to me makes me happy too.
Kiki. Kiki. Kiki.
I will never forget your kindness. The name you gave me, Daifuku, is my pride and joy. Come to think of it, you're my very first friend.
Kiki.
Hime. You're not afraid of me. You don't worship me. You don't force anything on me. Suddenly a sense of helplessness came over me. I heard that there aren't any members of the purple class on the surface anymore. I shouldn't be so pushy with Yosuga. So I've decided not to get involved. Anyway, my priority should be to find a husband. Daifuku curled up into a ball on my lap without a squeak. This is no good. Lord Yosuga is a fine man, but... Daifuku, are you asleep? His ears twitched, but he didn't squeak in response. I'd better bring you to your cage. I scooped the rounded Daifuku, oh, he's so round and cute, onto my hand and headed back inside my room. And that concludes part 2 of Yosuga's room. So I guess we didn't get to see much of Yosuga in that particular one, but I guess it's kind of to set the scene, because by understanding, you know, what happened to his clan and stuff, we'll get to kind of understand him more, and then the things he will say will mean more, if you know what I mean. So yeah, hopefully in the next one though, we'll get to see more of Yosuga, because, you know, we did pick him for a reason to, you know, meet him, not talk to other characters. Or is that just me? But anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!